Imagine being told that your child was born evil. Not because of anything they had done, but simply because they were born in the wrong year. Now imagine, there are people who truly believe that. Not strangers hiding in the shadows, but doctors, police officers, politicians, people trusted by the community. And according to investigators, that belief may have cost innocent children their lives. Tonight, we're talking about one of Brazil's most disturbing unsolved mysteries: the Altamira child murders and the cult accused of inspiring them. Welcome to the podcast You Can't Unhear. In the late 1980s, children began disappearing from the remote town of Altamira, deep in Brazil's Pará state. At first, each case seemed isolated. A boy failed to return home. Another vanished while riding his bicycle. Another disappeared after running a simple errand. But soon, parents noticed something terrifying. The victims were almost always boys, usually between 8 and 13 years old. Some were never found. Others were discovered days later, their bodies showing signs of horrific mutilation. The town descended into fear. Families stopped letting their children walk alone. Rumors spread through the streets. Some blamed organ traffickers. Others whispered about satanic rituals. No one knew who to trust. As the investigations slowly progressed, a strange name repeatedly surfaced: Lineamento Universal Superior, known in English as the Superior Universal Alignment. The movement had been founded by an Argentine-born spiritual leader named Valentina de Andrade. She claimed to communicate with highly evolved extraterrestrial beings. According to her, humanity was entering a new cosmic age. Traditional religions were false. Only those who accepted her teachings would survive humanity's spiritual evolution. In 1984, she published a book titled God, the Great Farce. It rejected Christianity and other organized religions, claiming they had corrupted mankind. But one teaching stood above all the others. Valentina taught that children born after 1981 were spiritually defective, soulless, and obstacles to humanity's future. She claimed they were inherently evil, born under an incorrect alignment of cosmic energy, and were beyond redemption. According to her twisted logic, they should be completely removed from society. To outsiders, the idea sounded absurd. To devoted followers, it became absolute truth. Despite how strange these ideas were, Valentina was charismatic and attracted followers searching for meaning outside traditional religious structures. What made the group especially dangerous wasn't how unusual its beliefs were, it was who believed them. Members reportedly included doctors, engineers, business owners, politicians, and respected professionals. The group also gained a foothold in the northern state of Pará, particularly in rural areas where institutions were weak and suspicion of mainstream religion was common. This wasn't an isolated commune hidden in the jungle. Many followers lived ordinary lives, making the organization almost invisible to the public. Behind closed doors, however, former members described increasingly secretive meetings, strict loyalty, and growing isolation from anyone outside the movement. Investigators would later argue that these teachings gradually crossed the line from ideology to justification for violence. By 1992, the number of victims had grown into the double digits. Parents organized protests. Journalists arrived from across Brazil. Authorities finally acknowledged that the disappearances were connected. Then, the investigation changed dramatically. Several boys survived. Although severely injured, they described where they had been taken, identified some of the people involved, and even pointed investigators toward respected physician Dr. Anísio Ferreira de Sousa. Police eventually arrested several suspects. Among them were doctors, a social worker, a former police officer, and a former mayoral candidate. Investigators believed the crimes required planning, medical knowledge, and multiple offenders. The injuries were too precise, the kidnappings too organized to be the work of one individual. Attention soon turned toward Valentina herself. She admitted founding the Superior Universal Alignment. She openly defended many of her teachings, but she denied ever ordering violence. Investigators struggled to place her directly at any crime scene. There was no forensic evidence linking her to the murders. No surviving victim identified her. As horrifying as her ideology appeared, prosecutors could not prove beyond reasonable doubt that she personally participated in the crimes. In 2003, after one of the longest criminal trials in Parà's history, Valentina was acquitted due to insufficient evidence. Her acquittal outraged many victims' families who believed the movement's ideology had inspired the attacks, even if she never physically carried them out. Other defendants did not receive the same outcome. Several men, including physicians Anísio Ferreira de Sousa and Césio Brandão, were convicted and received lengthy prison sentences ranging from decades to more than 70 years. Yet, controversy continued. Some evidence had been lost. Witness testimony conflicted. Appeals followed for years. To many Brazilians, the judicial process never fully answered what had happened, or who was ultimately responsible. Even today, the Altamira murders remain deeply controversial. While courts convicted several individuals connected to the case, other investigators, and later journalists, questioned whether every crime could truly be attributed to the cult. Some researchers have argued that at least some of the murders may instead have been committed by another serial offender operating in northern Brazil during the same period. Those competing theories continue to divide public opinion, leaving parts of the case unresolved decades later. Whether every accusation was correct, or whether the full truth will ever be known, one fact remains unchanged. Dozens of families lost their children. A community lived in fear for years. And a belief system that declared innocent children spiritually worthless became forever linked to one of Brazil's darkest criminal investigations. Perhaps that's the most frightening lesson. Dangerous ideas rarely begin with violence. They begin with certainty, with someone claiming to possess the only truth. And when followers stop questioning, the consequences can become unimaginable. Thanks for joining me in the Belief Trap Special Week, guys. I hope we all learn something from these stories. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe. I'll see you on the next episode of the podcast You Can't Unhear.